Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is More on the Road with Bernard Moore the third, presented to you by More and More Sports Management. Nothing but more is what we're all about. Thank you for joining us this beautiful Saturday morning. It is July the 26th, 2025. School has kicked off for some of us, and school has not started. So, all of some of those that are in school, congratulations. I hope you enjoyed your summer or your time off, as well as get ready for those that are about to start. Thank you for tuning in to More on the Road with Bernard Moore the third. But first and foremost, I want to give a shout out to those that definitely make this show possible. And first, starting off with More and More Sports Management. Looking for a management service from contract negotiations, event planning, sponsorship, sales, and more? Give us a call at 601-260 or visit www.mms-management.com, where the slogan is nothing but more. Join us every Tuesday. Excuse me, that was old. Every Wednesday, Talking Sports Live with Rob J, Jamie Horn, Larry Nix, and myself. Join us every Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. live from Full Moon Barbecue, 1935 Main Street in Madison, Mississippi, or log on to Facebook, YouTube, X, or Instagram and join us every Sunday from 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. on the Lou 35. Full Moon Barbecue, the best little porkhouse in Mississippi, 1935 Main Street, Madison, Mississippi. Call 601-853-1712 to place an order or contact that catering at 601-466-7713 for 10 meals or more. If you let them know that you heard it on More on the Road, they may throw you some extra cookies. Cakes, cookies, muffins, oh my. Contact Monique's Dessert Boutique 646-926-9240. Purple Velvet Bakery at yahoo.com. Locate them on Facebook as well as Instagram. Defining Moments with Larry Nix. Join them every Tuesday and Thursday on 104.3 FM here in the Jackson metro area, or log on to YouTube or Facebook at Defining Moments with Larry Nix, and tune in Wednesday for podcast. IG, I can't think of the name of the podcast, but join them every Wednesday also. But you can log on to YouTube or Facebook and get well. Zion Child Missionary Baptist Church, Friends, Family, Faith, and Fellowship, 925 West Pearl Street in Jackson, Mississippi. Sunday school 9 o'clock every Sunday. Worship service starts at 10:30. Bible class 7:15 Wednesday. One faith, one family, one future. Hillcrest Christian School, 4060 South Sour Road in Jackson, Mississippi. Stop by to schedule a tour. 601-372-0149. Contact them for more information. Now we got all that good stuff on out the way. Thank you for joining us this lovely morning. I'm not a meteorologist, so I'm not going to give you the weather. But what I definitely want to speak about is a wide variety of things about what we're seeing in society. Yes, I look at stuff on social media. I look at it, kind of skim through it. Some of it's interesting, some of it's inspirational, some of it just doesn't make any sense. Now, I'll scroll through some social media stuff. I use it for business as well as communicate with other individuals to promote the events that we're having. So stay tuned for more information. Uh, log on to the website, mms-management.com, to learn more about the events that more and more sports management has put together, because we're working on some things. So definitely stay tuned to what's about to take place. Now, what I want to speak about again, I look at stuff on social media, just kind of scrim through it, and see what's going on in the world. And there's some interesting on in this world, you might say. One thing that stands out to me sometimes is that individuals are doing their job. They're doing what they were hired to do. They're doing what they agreed to do to receive compensation for their service. I kind of watch some stuff, social media, individuals that's being big and bold, that's walking into a place of business, an establishment, and just grabbing stuff and just walking out without paying for it. Yes, that is a crime. Walking out the store without paying for it. And when a store worker or a security guard stops them, they want to act all. Um, I can't figure out the word that I want to say, but they're acting as if the employee or the security guard are wrong for stopping him from exiting out of the store without paying for anything. And then they want to get very aggressive when somebody's stopping him. Now, that just doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't. I'm not even going to tell everybody, try to explain to me so it makes sense. It doesn't make any sense to me. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on in those individuals' mind when they do stuff like that. It's again, it makes no sense whatsoever. Now, if a law enforcement officer approaches them, sometimes they may decide that, hey, I'm gonna put this stuff down. Sometimes they may want to act big and bold and try to run from the law enforcement officer, and that's what the law enforcement officer job is to do: is to enforce the laws that have been made by our public officials and our state officials and our federal officials. So I don't know what do you get out of it that you're gonna walk into a place of business and just take the stuff without paying for it, and then when someone tries to stop you, you want to act like that the person that is attempting to stop you is in the wrong. That just doesn't make any sense. Again, don't even try to explain to me for that it can make sense because it just doesn't. And also, why are we quick to pick up a gun when there's a disagreement? We're so fast to pick up a gun when there's a disagreement that goes on and somebody ends up shot. Why? I just want to understand why. But then if you pull that trigger and that particular bullet comes out, exit that gun because you encouraged it to go, and it hits somebody and it kills somebody or it harms somebody. And then you, the person that pulled the trigger, that squeezed the trigger, is going to say and say that they fear for their life, they did this, but I don't understand. Just recently, um, just recently on the news that there was a shooting in Jackson, Mississippi. So just to know that yes, I am based out of Central Mississippi in Hinds County. There was a shooting that took place in Jackson, Mississippi, at what they consider the 1400 block of Dewey Street. This happened um, Thursday. A juvenile, and by the state of Mississippi, a juvenile is someone that's 17 years or younger. Sometimes they may have 18, but by state, juveniles is considered 17 years and younger. Was shot in the lower abdomen, in the lower part of her stomach, by her boyfriend, who is 22 years of age. Now, there are going to be some more charges against that individual, that 22-year-old, because by state, um, what else am I trying to say? By state, that she's too young to be dating a 22-year-old because of, again, is not, that's 5 years of 5 year difference. But by state, anyone under the age 17 years or younger is still considered a juvenile. And then it's going to be, if there's some type of sexual relationship, it's going to potentially be um, rape, exploitation. Yeah, that's going to be in there. And with based off the article in which I'm reading, the Jackson Police Department uh, took the gentleman, young man, into 22-year-old into custody and charged him with aggravated assault, which he had a weapon and he shot somebody. Convicted felon in possession of a firearm, so he has a record and he has a gun. And statutory rape again because of the age difference, and then the exploitation of a minor because of the age. 17 years old is still considered a minor, and so they're still investigating what's going on. This stuff just doesn't make any sense. What will now, based off the age difference and based off the body stature, just and general statements. a male that's 22 years of age and a female that's 17 years of age. Now, again, I don't know who the young lady is, but she was probably a small statue, probably no taller than 5'5", 5'6". Again, I don't know. But this young man, 22 years old, who's already been convicted felon, so I don't know if he sense of fear because he has to walk around with a gun, and you're a convicted felon, so you got a gun, and then I don't know what this young lady did for you to get to a position where you have to pull out a gun and shoot her. I don't understand why, unless she I don't know, for those that play Street Fighter, like Chun Li was a small statue, but she will whip your bottom. That's a if I meet somebody that I know that they have that type of skills, and sometimes people don't walk around and show you that they have those type of skills and ability because it's not plastered on their forehead. Say, hey, I know karate, I know dojo, I know this. I'm a black belt in this. I'm a red belt in this. They don't walk around with a test across their forehead. But sometimes it's just best to try to talk things out. Just like a couple of weekends ago, I was at an event and I was talking about conflict resolution and how we are simple. If there's a conflict is a disagreement, and then a resolution is how you're gonna solve a problem. So how we're gonna resolve this disagreement? And some people are quick to do what? Pick up a gun to solve a conflict resolution, to solve a conflict, instead of talking things out. See, how can we work this out to come to some type of agreement, a mutual agreement that we both can shake hands and walk away from, instead of, I don't like what you just said. You don't like what I just said, so I'm gonna pull out a gun and shoot you. And then guess what? Then you possibly gonna have a gun, turn around, and shoot me. And if I shoot you, then guess what? The family members or somebody is gonna be somebody in that family that's gonna want to do something stupid to retaliate. And then here comes the start of a big war for no particular reason because I did not agree with what you said, or we didn't come to some type of agreement. Why? That's the thing, the biggest issue what we're facing in right now. Number one thing that I think that we're facing right now and the issue of this world is dealing with power, money, and religion. I think those are some major issues that we're facing in this world. And as we can go back to the Bible days in the beginning, I just laughed. That's an inside joke about somebody who was telling about James Earl Jones, the late James Earl Jones. If he was reading the Bible, he would be the great voice to do it. uh, Genesis, because of his voice in the beginning. You have to have a deep voice to say that. But even if you can go all the way back to Genesis, there was a conflict. There was a conflict. God created this world in 6 days and rested on the seventh. And he made the trees, everything of this world. And he created man and woman. And he told them to do some simple thing. Take care of this world, but do not eat of this tree. And guess what? There's some sap sucker, we're gonna put it that way, that has to come in there and try to ease his way. Did ease his way into the relationship between Adam and Eve and God, and what took place of the eating from the tree of life. And God told them, don't do that. That was the first rule. Do not eat of this tree. Do not touch this tree. You can have anything else in this field, but do not touch the thing of this tree. And so guess what? We was swindled into touching the things of that tree. And you know the story from there, what happened about the curse of the man laboring the ground and the woman bearing child and so forth and so on. That was a conflict. That was an issue. That they were persuaded saying that yes, God did say don't eat of that tree. But hey, why not you try to be like God? God wants you to be just like him. But God did created us in the image of Christ so that we can look like Christ and so that we can act like Christ, but Christ did follow the rules that the Father gave him. So the one simple thing is, yes, we can look like Christ, the rules that the Father has given us. That there are rules that we're given and that we must have follow. And the word wants us to follow the Bible. The word wants us to honor the Bible, to respect the Bible, to do as the Bible says it does. But it also states that it wants us to follow the law of the land. So whenever we travel into different places, there are different rules of that particular land that we have to follow that they put in order. Just like when you go to somebody else's house, there's some rules you have to follow. It's a simple thing of respect. Hey, you can't come in and smoke in everybody's house. You can't come in and talk loud and drink and just leave your stuff lying around in everybody's house. Some people have order. Now you respect the individual's home, just like you want them to come and respect your home. And that's a number one issue thing that we lack also of respect of others at times. But just simply do the right thing. Just that's all I can say is just do the right thing. Whew, man, it just doesn't make any sense though sometimes. I'm just lost for words with some of the stuff that they're doing. Again, I want to thank you for tuning in to More on the Road with Bernard Moore III, presented to you by More and More Sports Management. Nothing but more. It's what we're all about. You want more information about how More and More Sports Management can play a part of your organization and what you're trying to do? Log on to the website, mms-management.com. Follow us on you. Like and follow us on Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and all the different social media platforms to stay up with events and things that we have going on. Besides More on the Road and what we're doing here locally in the communities, is to definitely to help make a difference. Now, back to what we were stating about showing a sense of respect. That's one thing that we lack sometimes, and also we want what's the word, laughter for stupidity. We want entertainment for stupidity. Now, go to some social media sites, go to Facebook, or just scroll and just look at, even because I know some of your friends may share the stupidity. Just scroll through it, just look through it, and just say why. But it really starts at home. It really starts at home. The type of training starts at home. Parents do not rely all of the teaching and training upon the teachers, the school. Well, I'm gonna say the school, not just the teachers. The school do not rely on the training and teaching upon the schools. But yes, the school does play a part in your child's behavior and how your child learn, because they come up with different tactics of how to share information based off our educational system. But a lot of the different stuff, it starts at home. So teach your children to be respectful for one thing. Teach your children be open to learn. Teach your children how to be productive in the community instead of just want to sit here and do. I'm gonna say it how it is. Want to constantly sit here and just do stuff that doesn't make any sense. Stupidity. It irritates me sometimes with stupidity and what thing. But again, you still have those individuals that want to ride that line of stupidity, and it doesn't make any sense. So stop trying to ride the line of stupidity and do the right thing. That's all I can ask. That's all I pray that you all do. Just do the right thing, because it is frustrating sometimes. Especially, I'm gonna go to the school sector, because now school's about to start, and we're gonna be back into the school building. There are teachers that want to educate, that wants to continue to love upon your children and share knowledge to help the child grow. But if they're constantly discipline correcting a child that doesn't really want to be there, parents, guardians, whoever is legally is responsible for that child or that individual, talk with them and let them know, hey, get yourself together. Because again, I was at this revival at Zion Travels this past week. Well, yeah, this past Monday to Thursday, and there was information that was being shared from aging Yes, you are going to get old. So young folk, don't sit here and talk about just because your papa or somebody that's like, oh, they're having a little struggle. They're kind of slow to get up, and you're energetic and young right now. Just remember, if you continue to live, you're going to get that age too. That's what we want you to enjoy life, to become of the age where you can sit back and say, man, I had a joyful life. Talk about aging, and yes, look out for your grandparents, your people. I need to actually go visit. I was just talking with my mother. Need to go visit my aunt, and the family down in, what would that be, Western Hines County. So I need to go take a look at, go check on my family in Western Hines County, because they haven't been out there in a while. That due to a number of reasons, but I'm not going to make that no excuse. I know I have an opportunity to get out there, so I'm definitely going to make an opportunity to get out there. People, check on your individual, especially those that residing by themselves. No, definitely call and check on, go by and see how they're doing, because they may need some help, or they just want your presence there, to be showing that they're still loved. So family, love you guys. I know I need to get by and see you guys more often. I'm not gonna make no excuse. I just need to get by and see you guys more. So love you guys. Mwah. Then we learned about mental health. That is an issue, something that we are very reluctant to speak about. We all have mental issues. We do. Like I stated once before in a previous show, that I was talking with a mental health counselor, and which I'm gonna get another counselor on, trying to work some things out now. But we'll have another mental health counselor talk with another mental health counselor. Let me see if I can bring all of them together and have a big one. May try that. So let's see if we're gonna get that, and then we're definitely gonna do that one day. I don't know if the show will be pre-recorded or maybe live. I don't know, but we will definitely see. Let's see if we can definitely get that done. So I definitely will try that. Different mental health counselors from different business. And we spoke about that, and that's something that we definitely are afraid of. And mainly, a lot of mental health deals with trauma, because trauma is something that happened in life that kind of throws you. I'm simply saying, kind of throws you off course a little bit. Something dramatic happy, uh, a loss of a job, a loss of a house, a major incident, a death of a close one. That, see, things that everybody's trauma is a little different. So don't just look at saying your trauma is a little small, the size of a mustard seed. My trauma is the size of a big or a boulder. But so things affect people different. So we're gonna leave it at that. And so that's one thing that I think that plays a part in our mental health, is sometimes dealing with trauma and what we have experienced. And some of it still hurts individual, and some of it has helped individuals to continue to grow. So if you're dealing with some stuff, there are a lot of professional counselors out here that you can talk with, individuals that you can talk with. It's okay to talk with your friends. Yes, it is. It is. It's okay. But seek someone that is more experienced in how to deal with, help navigate through some certain things, because some friends that we talk with, they haven't experienced the things that you have experienced. So that's the reason why I say definitely talk with a professional, because they go through different seminars and trainings and exercises, and they receive different type of stories than what your friend probably has received. So again, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with talking with your friends, but definitely I would advise, definitely go talk to a professional, so that they can definitely help you, because that's a lot of the issues that we're facing when we have a 22-year-old shooting a teenager because of a disagreement. That's why sometimes we may have individuals walking up into buildings and just shooting up, having mass shootings. That's the reason why we have individuals that go into stores and just steal stuff and try to walk out without paying for it, because they think it's all right. That's the number one thing that we had. Some of us, again, mental relapse, mental health situations. So there's a lot of professionals out here that can help you with that, as well as the pastors. Yes, most people would say go talk to your pastor, or a religious leader, that you have confidence in, that you feel comfortable with. Do that as well. Praying is number one thing that we definitely make sure that we do. Pray about it. Definitely pray. Definitely pray about it and talk with a professional. It's some things that our religious leaders, they can speak to you biblically. Some have actually some religious leader are licensed counselors, are licensed professional in that field of dealing with trauma and mental health. And so those are some of the best ones that you do, because they can tie religion into their experience and the research and what they've shown that has been done. So they can be helpful as well. But not everybody believes in religion. So that's the reason why I said don't just only talk to religious leaders that pray about it, because everybody doesn't believe in religion. Because there's some individuals that have visited counselors that did not have a religious belief. And I've talked to a few counselors. You can go back to a number of our shows. I want to say I want to say it was May, but I had the opportunity to speak to a mental health counselor, and I asked her, how does religion kind of play into it when you want to speak religion because you're a religious individual, but your client is not. And so again, there's still ways around that, and then there's also still ways of respecting an individual's religious belief, because again, everybody does not believe in God. Everybody does not believe in God, and it's not for up to the counselor to try to, as they say, throw your religious belief on those individuals. You would just continue to just speak with them and just see what may happen on that part. So definitely, definitely make sure you go seek professional help. Then also on Wednesday, we had the sheriff's of Hinds County, Sheriff Tyree Jones, visit the church. Again, I'm just speaking about a youth revival which I attended at Zion Tribe Missionary Baptist Church, and where I'm a minister and a member of. The sheriff spoke about the prison pipeline and how individuals are steady. It seems like there are more individuals coming to prison right now for what particular reason? Because again, that goes back to what we stated earlier: stupidity. You know the rules, but you're gonna go break the rules, and now it's time for you to serve your time for breaking the rules. And some people want to fight against that. I'm like, really? Why? You broke the rule, you got caught. Now it's time to go before a judge, and so they can provide you with your sentences before behind or breaking the rules or breaking the law. It's just that simple. If you don't care for it, stop breaking the law. It's just that plain and simple. There's something I just don't understand why people will constantly do wrong and they get caught, and then they want to sit here and say that they're being mistreated, that they're not, that all a bunch of stuff that doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna put it that way. And so it goes back to starting at home. The school system is not the main source of training and teaching our children. The school system is not the only main source of training and teaching our children. I'm looking directly to the camera right now. The school source is not the only place for training and teaching our children, our youth. It starts at home. Before they even enroll in school, you're gonna have to teach them to prepare themselves ready for school so that they can excel in all they do, the good things. And then we close out on Thursday with an individual whom I become and respect. I've been known him for about a year because he started working with us, and he talked about peer pressure. If you know it's wrong, don't even put yourself into it. Well, I'm gonna put some peer pressure on everybody. I'm gonna put peer pressure on you. Go out and just do the right thing. I'm pressuring you to do the right thing. You want to follow peer pressure? I'm pressuring you to do the right thing. Get up every morning, go to work, do your job, get up and go to school, learn and then socialize and be respectful of the individuals that are in leadership position. I'm pressuring you to do that. So you want to do a peer pressure? I bet you can't do that. Bet you can't go to school and make straight A's. Bet you can't go to school and be respectful and make a difference. I bet you can't go to your job and do your job and do it to the best of your ability. I bet you can't do that since we're in such a peer pressure and stuff. But why is it that it's so hard to do the right thing? Or it's so hard to say no when somebody peer pressure you because you're afraid of being talked about, because they're gonna call you a square lane, whatever. I am good. You can call me a square, you can call me a rectangle, you can call me a triangle, whatever. I'm just know that I just assured that my job is to continue to do the right thing, and that's what I'm here for, is to do the right thing, and that's why I would advise you all is to do the right thing. It's not that hard. I'm gonna have to abbreviate the show because we have a lot of exciting things going on this lovely day. But I am serious. I'm gonna work on that with the mental health counselors. I'm gonna have multiple different counselors, and I possibly would add a religious leader in it also. So stay tuned for more information about that. I'm definitely gonna try to see if I can set that up because I believe that that's gonna be awesome. Talking with different mental health professional. Let me see. Let me think. How can we do this? It's not going to be this upcoming Saturday. It's going to probably be a few Saturdays down because you got to check everyone's schedule because I'm trying to do something and I want to make this exciting. So it's going. We're working on something. That's what God has blessed me with the ability to do is to help make a difference. And that's the reason why I do this show more on the road. Everybody think it's centered around sports. Yes, I love sports. Sports is a part of me. Sports will help me stay focused, and also it's a stress reliever. Sometimes sports games be stressful as well, but it is a stress reliever for me. I go to the batting cage or go to the driving range or just go to the gym and just shoot some hoops or go lift weights and work out or well, this sun out here beaming down here in great old state of Mississippi. It's hot. Mike stated, uh, walked a mile and a half yesterday. That's all at one time, but I know I did much more walking than a mile and a half if I check my steps, my meter thing, and I'm telling how far I've been walking because that's what I enjoy doing, constant on the move and making a difference. But again, I really appreciate you guys for tuning in this lovely day. Stay tuned for much more because there ain't no telling where we're going to be at next Saturday. We definitely will try to be somewhere next Saturday. But until then, much love to you guys. Be respectful, do the right thing, go out and do your job and allow people to do their job. Have fun, much love. One plus one equals deuces. See you guys.